Look at this. Second place finish in Division 3, qualified up to Division 2. I am 31 years old. Destiny's Jesus has an ear infection, and he could only rotate one direction because he couldn't hear himself anywhere else. And Zake is apparently the EU Peterbot. He's a little goat. So I'm basically just going to lay out the entire game plan we had and just show how if you get through the early and mid game, these games are so easy because of the one main takeaway, which is that everyone in these lobbies is just arse. So first I'm going to jump into day 1, where it basically went horrifically wrong for us, and then show you the mistakes there and then how we fix them going forward. So we land at Mass Meadows, and we basically always just triple stack this building, which is good. We can all get a little loot, we can all get something, and then we can dip out if we really need to. Now this game in particular, there was like, well, how many teams? 3 teams. We already killed one off spawn. We can insta get barrels from here, as you can see. If we, there we go, we can all insta get barrels, get some HP, got enough loot, so you've already got like a good advantage over most other people. However, usually one of the biggest problems in trios is that if just one person dies, it's just absolutely wraps for everyone else. So the main thing you really have to make sure you're working on is just not losing a single member off spawn. So one thing we changed from this coming into the day 2, obviously we're just taking a couple fights, Zake dies, DJ dies, I survive, we go reboot, and basically the rest of this game is just like me trying to reboot. We get up, I think I die in Storm, we get rebooted again, then we die to Surge because we've got no loot and no positioning. So the first most important thing that we changed was we're not playing to win off spawns, not playing to like win the game. We're literally off spawn playing to all 3 of us survive coming into day number 2. And here DJ gets packed in as well with some of the worst loot of all time. Yep, he's in the box. He goes down, gets that guy one shot. I got literally no ammo, no loot to fight with, so I just get out. Went back into Storm, rebooted them up, started to get a little bit of loot, but again, like, we're Mass Meadows teams, zone pools full north. We get stuck in like max congestion with like absolute terrible loot, some mats, pretty bad heals. And then we get stuck into this fight with a bunch of other players in the mid game with a max zone pool. We jump in box, get a free kill. Now again, we keep having max zones, so now we need to keep taking fights. And as you see, Matt's dwindling down. Zake has 3 builds. I have 16. DJ's been greedy with 55 and not giving us any, apparently. And then we're still doing these awkward fights because we need refreshes. Matt's gone down, HP down, bad spot, tarpon backside. Pretty sure DJ gets absolutely packed in. DJ gets packed in. Zake gets absolutely banged. And I'm left by myself wobbling around with absolutely nothing left. So basically, scuffed off spawn, which means you constantly have to reload, you never get into good position, you take late rotates, you have to take awful fights. So just dying off spawn basically just ruins your entire game after that. So we made a big change coming into day number 2. So if you look at the match history, not a single one of these were died off spawn. This one we died in the mid game, but every single one of these games was top 5. Without this match, by the way. This would have been a crazy match history in consistency there. So I'm going to jump into one of the games. Let's jump. The first one's kind of like a WK game where everyone was rubbish, but I will show you how I died because I feel like the first game we just watched made it look like I'm the one that's surviving here. I got a kill. I didn't die off spawn. Trust me, that was not the trend. So here, landed mast again. There's 3 teams calling us, I think. One might be going high. First things first, we got the best drops. Hell yeah. Actually, that was not even a good drop, but yeah, so off spawn, how many teams have we got here? There is only 1 team calling in this game, actually. Okay, and DJ managed to kill one out of the sky. One of them... What's this dude doing? How bad does this guy's drop? He just landed all the way down here. Okay, so we didn't even get a full trio calling us this game, so maybe this is one of the best example of off spawn. But let's see. I think we don't even like push the other team. Yeah, DJ gets the finish, for example, here. So, you know, you get a knock off spawn, you think, okay, maybe I go push over to fight this other team. There's a solo there. You have the advantage. But in all honesty, like in a 3v2, if you say even the other guy landed like core or something, we can still get like half of this POI's loot. Probably a lot of the basement too, because they're not going to be able to reboot or anything. So we could push this, and if it's 3v2, one of us might just die. And if one of us just dies off spawn, then we can get third partied. We have to reboot. We have to do this awkward stuff. But the main goal is just literally all 3 players surviving. Because, as I said earlier, like a lot of the players in these lobbies are really bad. But you can still get one pumped. You can still make a really easy mistake. So, you know, it's not that you're trying to always avoid fights. As you'll see, this is a WK game later. But the most important thing is just getting stacked and taking smart fights later on. So we pretty much insta go for the vault since we all land on it straight away. Usually what I would end up doing in later games was just build up, was grab some of this brick back here, build up on top so you can kind of scout and make sure no one's rotating in, rather than having to throw a scanner down to see if there's anyone third partying you up. So you have one person scouting, one person grabbing the vault. But yeah, we get good loot from here. We basically jumped into the black market, grabbed the mythic AR. And again, like, low elo lobbies, especially because we're doing this really quickly, like, we're still in the first zone. Like, teams, for some reason, aren't just landing straight on this and using the kind of exploit that I've done a short on, which will probably be up today, now I think about it, on my main channel, just to get, like, the mythics straight away. So even if not, there's tons of stuff you can get in here. We get insta gold and go here. This is still first zone, so like we're fast about it, which means that teams haven't rotated in here to sit and like camp on this building and be really annoying yet. So it's like guaranteed good loot. Like, look at our loot off spawn already. Pretty much 100 builds each, stacked heals with one bat with a mythic. You can't really complain much more about that. You can't ask for much more than that off the rip. So that's kind of the advantage of not kind of taking the slow, drawn-out fight right off the rip. So the most important thing that we focused on, getting good loot, not taking fights early, getting set up, and then in this game, because it's low elo, it's the first game, then we're going to go for some kills. One of the most important things you can do, again, like I said, trying not to die. So as I get close, full box myself up, take a full, like, safe right angle to go onto the top of them here, so that if any of them, like, randomly jump out, they could still, I'm still on the right-hand peak, like, I'm trying to play anti-milk. That's the main thing, right? So as I'm doing that, they moved over. Yep. Then we had team coming in storm. We ended up like crouching in this bush. Surely this guy knew we were there. Yeah, this guy seemed to know we were there. I don't know if he was like baiting out his teammate or something like that. You bet. Free kill onto him. Then we just chase this guy into storm as well. Then we just chase the guy into storm. Same thing I'm doing as before. I'm going for back angles. They're at the front, so I'm taking this backside. By the way, that is a crazy play. You see this? As I'm spraying the wall, this guy sprints into it and phases through. In actual gameplay, it was impossible to see this guy. It's almost like he just appeared out of nowhere because he just sprinted through the wall as I was replacing it. Obviously not intentional, but never seen something like that in my life. But it's fine. Again, because I have my own space, I can now get back. And now I play through not die. Ram peek, get another shot. Again, playing safe because we're pinching now. Those two are in the other box. And then I kill him from the pump from this side. So, like, anti-milk strategy is going well until I milk later. So this is actually a mistake that I think we made here, which we fixed in future games. It wasn't the reason that I died by any means, but it's still going to say that. Zone here pulls straight away into this side, and we're over here by ourselves. And eventually, look, it's pretty free. There's like one team there, but we ended up staying and trying to fight this team. And then everyone else rotated into storm already and kind of held us as we went. So what I did is, we were going to rotate far. And again, now you can see teams already holding us. I didn't jump. And I died. However, milks aside, this game, DJ and Zake clutched up massively. Did a really good game. I'll show you the rest, because the end games there is not as important since it's a duo. So there you go. That was my one milk of the tournament. And leaderboard crashed. It's crashed again. Love this game. Alright, let's look at a more difficult game. This is higher elo now. And you can see the elim spread looks a little bit different. This is no longer a W key game, but we are heavily contested by a ton of teams. And we do the same strat. Triple land bank. It's one team landing here on like nothing, one team landing up here. So we're actually able to get a good amount of loot straight away again. I get a nice beam onto this guy and get absolutely fried by this guy. Yeah, this game, because it was super conned, there was a ton of teams here. We just grabbed the loot from the vault that we could. We also saw that no teams ended up going to the south. So after looting that, we ended up just rotating down here and grabbing more loot. Grabbing our match from there, and that was it. Again, don't die off spawn. Try not to lose one of us. We had enough loot to go and play the rest of the game pretty much out from. Like, you don't need to play with bats whatsoever. We have heals. We can grab more heals elsewhere. There's more loot around. It's all good. In an FNCS Grand Finals, would this work? Probably not so much, because in an FNCS Grand Finals, obviously a lot of this stuff would be taken. But we're not playing FNCS Grand Finals here. Now again, because there's so many scraps left over in this tournament, like, even though it's a stacker, there's still 63 up. Like, there's heavy surge in this game and pretty much every single game after that. Like, there's so many places where loot is just left over. I think this example, for example, the truck, the armored truck just wasn't taken. So we went and grabbed that as well. Then came here, farm max metal. Just again, just need some ammo, just need some weapons, just need some mats, you're good to go. Now, one thing that's really important is actually trying to find the blobs as much as possible. Notice all three of us have one right now. And if you took these away from our inventories, we'd look way less stacked on heals. And because we ended up splitting, it was kind of hard to find big pots and stuff. Obviously, we got the splashes from... I don't know where we got the splashes from, I'll be totally honest, but somehow I have 6 splashes. Got the gold pump and the chug jug from the van, but had we not got that, like, well, we'd look a little scuffed. So always trying to find blobs ends up getting you so much more stacked, and you don't need to loot a POI to try and grab it. And you can see how easy Surge is in this lobby. 1400 above with no elims and no, like, Surge plan. Like, we went south, grabbed a bunch of loot and stuff like that. And the reason for this in this level of lobby is that everyone just rotates so badly that it's just really free just to get tags on pretty much anyone as they jump past you. Like, these guys are just running out in the open, and if, you know, I could aim, that would be a free 50 tag or something like that. And our teammates are obviously doing good as well, hitting a bunch of shots. So you'll see later on we have much better, like, Surge strategies, but you don't even really need to worry about it all that much. And one thing, obviously, because I didn't have much else loot to take, I took this pad. So basically you can just short pad. Now, I really don't recommend high padding whatsoever. A lot of rotations, you will just die if you try to try to high pad. But in this situation where we are from backside, we stagger, let the zone catch up, go for little tags on players coming through the front side there, short pad, and that cuts out, like, what, how many mats we'd have wasted there? A couple hundred. Now I elevate up. Obviously, we get a little lobby focus just because you're late rotators, but it's fine. You just create enough space, and then you're good to go from there. Another really important thing in low elo lobbies is the height is so easy to play. So you notice zone pulls far, and DJ's done a nice job of, like, tarping us up a bit, just so we're kind of out of this awkward congestion as it pulls up over that way. And, you know, height teams, like, what are they doing? Like, why would you ever max distance full tarp? All they need to do is just use bats. Do they have bats? They have triple bats. This team on height, all they need to do is just, like, triple jump front side and then build up again. But for them, for some reason, they're trying to full tarp across the whole of first moving, which is, like, max distance. You're never going to be able to do that with enough mats. So you can already see this team chopping them out. I was looking up and calling here to spray them out. Zake chops one out. Dead to fall damage. Can't get the body. But now we can just ramp front side. Come DJ to go height. So you can go up. This guy's still trying to play it. Wait for him to give it up. Could have just cranked up. And then height's free for us to take. And now from here, we literally just hold height the entire game. And now that we're up here, height is so easy to maintain in these kind of games. Now that you've got it first moving, like, you almost get challenged by nobody. And if you have any ammo at all, then it's almost impossible to get up. Because there's, like, no mobility. Most people are just going to start using the bats. What's interesting is you can see, like, here, so many players are just, like, jumping and sprinting out in the open with the bats. Firstly, I want to show how arse my aim is. It's unreal. I think I probably could have got, like, 10 kills this game if I was, like, remotely okay at aiming. But every single time someone jumped past, I just hit straight nothings. Look at this guy. Come on, man. Come on. You can aim, bro. You can hit a bullet, please. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. Like, how many free kills would that be? I've got a mythic suppressed pistol. I'm missing every goddamn bullet. I hit some shots. Let's go. Let's go. Got a kill. That's my first kill on high. I should have probably had 5 kills by now. But I didn't. These guys did a good job, actually, jumping frontside with the med mist there. Another knock. Let's go. And then made a zone pullback. So I basically took all the heal off up on top. As I'm still spraying. I do think I get another kill at some point. That's all I really care about here. Yep, so I took all the whites we had. We didn't really have much for heal off. And those two dropped down to go frag out. Missing every bullet. Nice. I think I killed this guy. Let's go. Actually get a kill. What do they do on low? I want to see what these guys do. EG gets a little fraggy on low ground. Maybe not. 0 kill demon right now. I'm moaning about my elims. He's got none. He gets one to storm. That guy's just making the worst play of all time. I thought DJs were going to get packed in there. Okay. So yeah, nice play heal off. So basically, we didn't even have bats. You just have a relatively good early mid game, get some mats, and just take height. Spray them out, take height. Free. I'll do it, show a better one though. Alright, this game may be the most gifted game of all time. But as you can see, off spawn, same stuff. 0 elims, get loot, go to the black market early because it's free then. No one's busy camping on it yet. If people are camping on it, leave, go get some other loot. But this game, because we had a south zone, gave DJ all my mats, and I'm harvesting down here. He's going to go and build a massive cringy surge base. So basically the rest of the mid-game formula was get somewhere relatively centered. As you can see, we're here center, what was this, second zone? Yeah, center second zone. Build a big fat cringe surge base. Zeke and DJ sit up in it. I refarm. Basically, I'm doing what Queasy does in every FNCS. These two get tags, get damage, set up there. I don't even take a good weapon for surge. What SMG? I do have an AR, but I only have 44 bullets this game. Oh yeah, we had no ammo this game. I now remember that. Should have taken this. I usually take an SMG for ammo management. My job is not to do anything. I'm getting mats. They've harvested up there. They've got the surge base. They're going for tags. I'm going to be sitting here making sure we have absolutely cat mats. Then when we move later on, same stuff. They build a spot. I'm going to refarm. Now this game's really funny though, because I said when we move. So this is second zone. Let me skip forward. Look at that. We're still here. We didn't move at all. I think this is the game that I actually thanked Epic Games for the RNG. Because we pulled 7th zone as well. We've basically been here for 5 zones. You'd think we were like zone hacking or something in this game. All right, but actually do get some elims this game. So first thing we do here, we are super prepared for zones. So before zones ever appear, planned ahead of time, and as soon as they pop, we insta-rotate. Now look at all these people are trying to figure out what they're going to do, where they're going to rotate, and we've already gone, right? We've already made our rotate in before these guys even start thinking now. So now that we're in a good spot, remember, we're fully cat mats. No, we're not. Somehow we're not absolutely cat mats. Well, somehow we're not absolutely cat mats. But I am. Even though we've no ammo, I've got 9 bullets. Zeke is 90. DJ is 63. So basically, because I have no ammo, the whole of this end game, for the absolute most part, I'm literally just playing pumps onto everyone. We've started to get focus here from both sides. So I end up creating space this way and more out this way as well, so that we've got more to back into if they keep going. And we just say fuck this and just start fighting these. And we just end up saying, you know what, I'm just going to actually fight these kids. I have no ammo, so I'm just playing pump out. Get a free kill. Don't need to like W key for the rest of it. That's how one of us would die, right? If you go straight in for the other 2 kills, it's like, okay, you might get some good points out of it. But also, you may not, and you may die, one of you, when we're fully set up. 150, 150, almost 150. I think we also had like a bunch of other mats left over here as well. I had to pick up that AR because it had more ammo. No one's dropping me any. That's nice. I actually just let them use it, where I was just going to end up using the pump. Now, this might be one of the most boring endgames of all time. 8th zone, and we're all literally cap mats. Still with bats. Still got like a good amount of heals in that as well. And we have like no ammo to spray. So, man, I looked like I was hacking on that kid's head there for a second. So I'm basically just shooting walls with my pump all of the time for this entire endgame. Yeah, again, 5 seconds ago, DJ's ahead planning where we're going to rotate. Obviously, we get a nice little bit of lag. Kids on our layer. We've already cracked him weak. Kill him up above. Create another bunch of space. Now, I'm being a little cautious here because I knew there was kids shooting us like onto our tops here. So I'm just trying to sit back and make sure I can either hold the ramp there if they end up like spraying our tops or take the walls at the side. Got a bunch of extra mats. Now we've got a max zone, right? There you go. There's a full trio trying to jump in on us for some reason. So we get back. Now from here, basically you're just trying to have to chop through and be super safe. So I'm just like pumping walls, trying to make sure, because it does such big structure damage. Sprint jump. Love the roll there. Nice. Down the front side. Little side jump to get up. Now we're together. DJ needs to heal here, I think. Or he's a little bit behind, so I just tarp ahead. Get us into a good spot. Now, same thing. It's like we're always trying to look for people on our layer around us who can fight. Because again, we really need ammo. Like in order to really win the game, we need something here. I'm just trying to play pumps. Similarly, yet again, I may have blocked that. That's funny. I tried to re-edit that so you could throw the body in, but he did it so fast that I ended up throwing it into the wall. May have fully milled that. Getting sprayed. Kind of pulled back here a little bit. So basically go through our old tarp. Because we have so many mats, it's literally just, we just tarp this entire thing. Me and Zeke are just basically playing pump out the whole time. Lock that off so that no one can spray through in the back. You can see how easy this endgame is. Like, I'll be honest, if you once you have like a good mid game and early game, like end game, you just tarp the whole thing pretty much. But what is my awareness there, by the way? How have I not noticed that guy was spraying me? That's what you call tunnel vision. That's what you call tunnel vision there. All right, healing up. Dropped all my hards. On zone transitions, best time to drop them. That's when you're most of the time going to be staggering. Create tons of space, pumping walls. Again, can't spray because they ain't got them. But just by pumping walls anyway, it does such big structure damage that if you all triple pump them in endgame, you can just... Like, there's a high chance you can get a kill anyway. Okay, create space around. This is literally just full tarp simulator. Nice, got a kill. I saw kids were back there, so I'm trying to block off that back angle. Making sure no one comes behind. I finally get a gun to spray. I finally got a spray gun. Let's go. Pop's getting cut off. DJ's doing a good job of sticking to the edge of zone. Take that back because someone took it there from us as well. So I'm basically a lot of the time trying to loop behind. We take a nice zone camp here. I don't know what the fuck DJ's doing in that edit, but... Med mist play. Basically wrap around the front and chuck the med mist down so we can just sit and heal inside the storm there. I tried to claim a little front side there just because I thought actually zone was pulling that way, but I was just being an NPC. I didn't want anyone like wrapping around in storm. But yeah, no one was there. I don't know how this guy got away. Drop through. Again, took over Tarpin just for a little bit, just because DJ was behind in the zone was catching up. Then let him catch over, because again, he has the hards and I've just got wood. I think he needs to heal, so I do the same thing again. And then there's kids directly below us here. So before they cut us off, try and grab some of their space. Nice little bang. We take those. DJ again, because he's tarping, he can tarp ahead. I've got Siphon, so I can drop down, grab some of the loot from inside the storm. Now I've got good hards, tons of good mats. And it's basically final move in zone, 30 seconds to go. I think we're having some communication errors where I'm telling, let me tarp, I got hards, or something like that. Super weak. I probably should have popped a big or something at this point, but it's now down to like final moving. We're just doing nothing. Hit a bang. I'll take that. I think I got 2 kills there. We'll take those. I swear it looks like I got... Or is this all these just finishes? Or is this just not even right? How have I got 2 kills when this is what my healing feed looks like? It must be just finishing bodies. And then we don't win this because we have absolutely no heal off. But basically just tarp the entire game. Yeah, this guy's won, unfortunately. There's no winning against this. So if you want to be consistent in these lower skilled games, the first thing that's most important is just not having a single player die. If all 3 of you manage to survive off spawn, it's relatively easy to get some sort of loot after that from kind of the players around you. If you go into Storm, you can usually go into POIs and get something. It's very easy to always get some loot, but if you end up dying and having to reboot, that process just gets so much slower. So number 1, focus on do not lose a single member off spawn or any mid-game fight. Number 2, get relatively deep into the center of some of those earlier zones or go and play dead side depending on where the zone pulls. Number 3, always make sure you rotate early and pre-plan ahead every single zone rotation. Number 4, always go into positions that you can re-harvest from. So if you're going to build a base, have one player go and re-harvest a bunch of brick whilst the other players actually sit in a surge base so that you stay relatively capped materials. 5, the earlier you rotate, the easier the elims are because nobody knows how to rotate in these level of games, so they're relatively easy to get tags. Number 6, taking height is really free if you have tons of materials, so just chop it out once. More than likely, they're either going to die to fall damage or just be too scared to go for it again, so you can just take it then. And 7, if you're not, just play out your mats in full tarp. If you manage to actually have such a good early and mid game, the end games in these are so incredibly easy if you just use the materials that you already have. Hope this helps. Like, peace, subscribe, all that jazz. Bye-bye.